Hi guys, today I'm going to be talking you through two of my favourite abdominal exercises. One of those is the barbell rollouts and the other one is the hanging leg raise. So I think it's important we firstly look at abdominal training and realise when is it important, when does the frequency differ from person to person, the type of exercises we're using. So essentially if you're squatting heavy, deadlifting heavy on a frequent basis, 9 times out of 10 you're going to have a pretty strong set of abdominals, you're going to have a strong core. However, that's not to say that some abdominal training doesn't have its place, because some direct ab work can then translate into a stronger squat, a stronger deadlift. And also from an aesthetic point of view, everybody's different. You'll get someone with still relatively weak abdominals in their appearance, even if they are squatting heavy, deadlifting heavy throughout the week. Therefore, the frequency of that individual hitting abs directly is going to be higher. So that's important to consider, how it's part of a bigger picture. Like I said, squats, deadlifts should be the foundation of a good abdominal program, and then you're going to have some direct work on top of that. So for me personally, I tend to train abs 2-3 times a week, maybe for approximately 10 minutes. And I usually tend to have 3 exercises within that. So I'll have a stretch exercise, which is going to be this barbell rollout, contraction exercise, which is the hanging leg raise, and then I usually have a twisting movement like a Russian twist, medicine ball Russian twist for the obliques, or you can do some side crunches, etc. So let's just talk you through one by one the technique. So initially here we're doing obviously the barbell rollout, so a couple of cues to think about. Notice how far I'm trying to get that barbell away from me. One other cue is I'm trying to get a straight line from my knees through to my hips, through to my shoulders. And as you can see, I've got a slight hyperextension of the lower back at the bottom position here. So this is almost a little bit of a postural issue that I'm trying to work on at the moment. However, ideally you should have a neutral spine at this bottom position. But notice how low I'm getting. I'm really focusing, trying to draw my abs into my lower back. This is really important. But like I said, if you haven't done this exercise before, it really is a great exercise just because of its uniqueness, in the sense it's a stretch abdominal exercise and there's not really many you can do in this fashion. So this is one of the few times I'll superset exercises together. So usually kind of 3 rounds, 3 exercises, 10-20 reps for each. Rest after I've done a round, then go again, and then rest after the second set, and then go for the third one. Right, okay, so now we're going to come to the hanging leg raises. In my opinion, this is probably the exercise performed incorrectly more than any other. And it's an interesting one because you'll look at individuals and if you don't know what you're looking at, you'd say, oh, that looks like good form. But the issue is, whenever you're doing an abdominal exercise where you're lifting your legs off the floor, so hanging leg raise is a good example, reverse crunch is another good example, the key principle here is you need to be moving your hips forward. It's not just raising your legs off the floor. And the main issue is, you're just lifting your legs up and down, you're going to be hitting mainly your hip flexors, so just in here, more than your abdominals. It really is critical that you bring your hips forward and up for every single repetition. So like I said, that's the biggest mistake I see people make. So we're just going to play this forward. So another thing you'll notice is, look how far I'm bringing my hips away and up. So almost trying to bring my hips towards my chest, trying to be explosive on the way up, and then controlling my legs on the way down. So my form's okay. I probably would like to be a little bit slower on the way down. Still not too bad. So I'm trying to keep my torso perpendicular to the floor. Right, we're going to go through these 2 again. Okay, so just to walk you through one at a time. So like I said, I usually have like a Russian twist within this circuit. It usually takes about 10 minutes, or 2-3 times a week. Then again, it depends on the individual. Like I said, if you're squatting, deadlifting heavy frequently over a number of years, and you're lean enough so you can see your abs, you're probably going to have a decent set of abdominals. Having said that, like I said, some direct abdominal work does have its place to improve those 2 lifts in particular, as well as various other exercises. but also from an aesthetic point of view, if you really want to build up the thickness, you're going to have to be training abdominals directly as well. So a combination of both. Like I said, the frequency, the type of exercise you're choosing depends on the individual, how well developed their abs are anyway. So ab training is certainly, like most things, is not black and white. So like I said, so if you're an intermediate as well and you can't really do this hanging leg raise, I'd suggest most gyms have what's called a Roman chair, which is essentially a padded frame perpendicular to the floor with two handles on, and essentially you can do this exercise. Your back will be flat against the pad, and then again you're bringing your hips forward and up for each repetition. If you have your legs straighter, it's going to make the exercise harder. Bent legs is obviously going to make the exercise slightly easier, so tailor that to how advanced you are. Notice I'm kind of got like a combination of both, slight bend in the knees but relatively straight. Right, so I hope you found this useful. If you haven't already subscribed to the video, please do, because like I said, I'm uploading lots of videos over the coming weeks and months. Thank you very much. Have a good day.